El Paso, located in western Texas, offers visitors a fascinating blend of Old West culture and Spanish Mission-style buildings. There are many options for wholesome entertainment in the region, making it ideal for families. There are numerous museums and exciting parks in the area, in addition to a thriving market and art scene. Join Viewcation as we tour through the best things to do in El Paso, Texas. Explore Fort Bliss and Ironsides museums. History fans will appreciate the proximity of the two museums, Fort Bliss and Ironsides, which together provide a fascinating window into the development of the United States. Beginning in the middle of the 19th century, Fort Bliss served as an outpost for the U.S. Army until being taken over by the Confederacy during the Civil War. While it still serves as a military training facility, Fort Bliss also houses an impressive collection of exhibitions. The exhibits provide an in-depth look at Army family life, Fort Bliss during peace and conflict, and a variety of military aircraft, vehicles, and other memorabilia. The Ironsides Museum honors the lives of the 1st Armored Division, whose most recent members still remain on site. It was this division that was tasked with staying in Germany for nearly 50 years. Enjoy the weekend at the Downtown Artist and Farmers Market. El Paso's Downtown Art and Farmers Market is a wonderful way to spend a Saturday morning or afternoon. The market is open from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Inaugurated in 2011, the market has quickly become a favorite among both locals and tourists in search of unique handicrafts and recently harvested agricultural goods from the surrounding area. The market is a terrific place to enjoy delicious local meals and wine. With lots of desserts available, you're sure to have a great dining experience. Live performances by local artists adds to the enjoyment, and your children will enjoy the bright sights and sounds, as well as the free art activities provided, including some face painting. Visit the National Border Patrol Museum. A trip to the National Border Patrol Museum is one of the best things to do in El Paso. Although it opened to the public in 1928, the museum actually covers a much more extended period, all the way back to the days of the Old West. The museum takes visitors on a journey through the history of the Border Patrol, from the Old West to Prohibition to the present. The collection of confiscated goods is a highlight. All these goods were confiscated from those who attempted to cross the border illegally, and the greatest of them are on display for your viewing pleasure. Be prepared to be amazed by anything from a car to a bicycle that seats 9 people. In addition to the usual assortment of miscellaneous artifacts, the Border Patrol Museum also houses retired vehicles, uniforms, weapons, and informative images. Explore Franklin Mountain State Park. Behind El Paso's bustling city, the Franklin Mountains stand tall and proud. Tourists and locals alike may enjoy the mountains surrounding El Paso by going on fantastic day hikes or renting mountain bikes. Visitors should make time for both the moderately difficult 4-mile Ron Coleman Trail and the moderately difficult 1-mile out and back hike to the famous Aztec Caves. Although there is an elevation increase of around 2,000 feet on this hike, the rewarding panoramas over the city and park are well worth the effort. If you don't feel like hiking, you can take the scenic Franklin Mountains Drive instead. The route includes stops that will allow you to take in breathtaking vistas of the city and the park's historic rock walls. Treat yourself to a monument at the El Paso Museum of Art. Visiting the El Paso Museum of Art is a great way to spend a rainy day or evening inside. There are almost 7,000 works of art on display, with the oldest dating back to the 12th century. In addition to telling the region's stories of victory and tragedy, the museum showcases the stunning landscapes of the American Southwest. It's not just about local history. The museum also features works by worldwide masters, including Rembrandt, Remington, and Frank Boggs. There are also ongoing art programs for people of all ages throughout the year. Visitors can also sign up for classes to try their hand at producing their very own work. Enjoy the scenery at Municipal Rose Garden. The Municipal Rose Garden is open from March through October, so if you're planning a trip during that time, be sure to stop by for a stroll through its fragrant grounds. The garden's 1,460 rose bushes are home to more than 320 different scented roses, with more introduced each year. The roses are meticulously cared for by volunteers who work tirelessly to ensure the garden remains a cool haven in the scorching El Paso desert. Benches are scattered around the garden so visitors can rest and relax, eat lunch, or simply take in the scenery. Visit Hueco Tank State Historic Site. This historic site is a well-liked location for hikers, climbers, bird watchers, and campers that's about 30 miles northeast of El Paso. This historical monument is recognized as a sacred desert sanctuary in recognition of the fact that humans traveled through these hills for hundreds of years to gather rainfall in natural rock basins. Visitors can now enjoy activities like hiking, rock climbing, studying nature, picnicking, and bird watching. The park features an interpretive center in a restored ranch house where visitors can get information about the area and schedule either a guided or self-guided tour. There are 20 campsites available, so bring the family and enjoy a night under the stars. But first, you'll want to view the movie on the site, which explains how the park takes care of its fragile resources. Also, there are no stores nearby, so pack accordingly. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Take part in the Viva El Paso celebration. El Paso's rich cultural history is celebrated via drama, dance, and songs in the annual returning musical Viva El Paso. It's great fun for the whole family and a great way to spend time together. Over the course of 2 hours, 50 dancers tell the history of the region from its earliest Indian settlers to the present day, covering everything from the Spanish conquest to mestizo Mexican rule. The show begins with acrobatic dancing, continues with cannon fire, and ends with an Indian sending a lit arrow up a mountain to illuminate the Viva sign before giving way to the parade of the Six Flags of Texas. From June through August, audiences of approximately 25,000 people see performances every Thursday through Sunday. Explore Keystone Heritage Park and Botanical Gardens. Over 200 kinds of birds have been spotted in the park's wetlands, making the 52-acre Keystone Heritage Park and Desert Botanical Gardens a utopia for birdwatchers. Along with the desert plants in the Botanical Garden, visitors can also explore the park's archaeological site, which was uncovered in the late 1970s by the Corps of Engineers when they built flood-controlled dams. Far more intriguing was the discovery of a cottage that, according to an early investigation, belonged to a hamlet that had existed for at least the past 4,000 years. Learn some history at the El Paso Mission Trail. The El Paso Mission Trail is a stretch of about 9 miles along the border between the U.S. and Mexico that includes visits to 2 mission churches and a Presidio chapel. Each area along the 9-mile stretch reveals a unique facet of the dynamic relationships that existed between indigenous peoples, European settlers, and Spanish colonizers and missionaries in the Americas. El Paso's nearest mission, Isleta, has been serving the community non-stop since 1682. The Tigua Indians still hold this sacred location in high regard as a place of worship today. You can learn about the history of the local tribe in the museum housed in their cultural center. Each year in July, Isleta has a 3-day music festival with performers, games, and incredible food. Visit the Centennial Museum and the Chihuahuan Desert Gardens. El Paso's scorching weather is a result of the city's location in the Chihuahuan Desert, which covers a large portion of Texas, New Mexico, and northern Mexico. On the campus of the University of Texas at El Paso are the Centennial Museum and the Chihuahuan Desert Gardens, both of which serve to preserve the region's rich cultural and natural heritage. The history of the Chihuahuan Desert is chronicled in the museum's permanent displays. It also features rotating exhibits on regional issues like WW2 in El Paso and the plight of children detained at Tornillo's detention camp. More than 800 species of desert plants are on display at the Chihuahuan Gardens. Guests can take a stroll through the gardens and observe the flora in their natural setting, play in the fountains, or simply relax on one of the benches. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorites in El Paso? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.